Hey guys, so today I'll be making a response to a new interview with Jensen and Jared by TV Insider as he talk about the show's ending. We already heard him talk about it before in the convention and obviously in the announcement video. Not in too much detail, so it'd be nice to get some more details from the guys, like how the decision of the ending was made and see what their thought process is about the final season and all of that. So let's watch the video together and talk about it.
So tell me, when the news came down, of course, we were surprised because we've joked.
I was shocked. Biggest shock of my life. Not just surprised.
For years, that show's going to run forever.
Yeah, that's why I thought Supernatural would run forever, and I really think it should have.
Was it a big discussion about whether the show should end? And can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it was several year-long discussion.
Years, yeah.
And it wasn't just a discussion between he and I. I mean, he and I obviously had probably the most discussions about it, but we had to take into a lot of account. There was a lot of people to take into account, and we had a lot of talks and a lot of tough talks, and it's just I think it all boiled down, and we certainly weren't the only ones that felt like we wanted to go before the show ran out of gas.
Really wasn't running out of gas, so I would argue that season 14 wasn't that great, especially with the whole focus on Jack and everything, and away from the boys, but it seems like the guys honestly just got tired, and they weren't in a lot of episodes, at least together, in that 14th season. With the main core of the show being the brothers, I always criticize that element of the last season. The last few seasons in general, but especially the last season, really drifted the focus away from the guys, so it feels like it's not the show that ran out of gas. It feels like the guys just didn't want to be in it much anymore. Honestly, that's what it felt like. But I was ready to watch many more seasons to come with Supernatural, honestly. And yeah, it's just been part of my life for a long time, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that. Yeah, it came like a big shock, so let's continue and see what they say.
And I think that's really what it boiled down to, was like, let's go out when we're still strong. Let's go out, or at least when we think we're still strong. Let's do it right. Let's do it justice. This is the old entertainment industry saying, like, always leave wanting, making them wanting more.
Yeah. We definitely want more, I can tell you that.
And I think that was something that we wanted to try to do with the show.
And to also ourselves leave wanting more, So I think
they want more too, especially Jared, apparently.
Touch on what Jensen said. It was a separate. Well, we talked about it for years, because for many years we didn't know whether we were going to come back or not. So it's like, how is the show, as like objectively, what does the show mean to the fandom, to the writers, to the network, to the studio, to us, to the director, producers, and actors and whatnot. And finally, kind of got to that point where we were like, well, I mean, something seems nice and poetic about 15 years, 327 episodes. Feels strong. It feels like the show has legs still. But as we know in Supernatural, nothing ever really dies. So
Okay, here's another hint that is there a possible return in the future? Because Jensen said in his tweet when they announced the endings that, something along the lines of nothing really ends in Supernatural, Supernatural never dies, Winchester forever, #, all of that stuff. So that's another hint right there. Jared just said, let's watch this part again.
15 years, 327 episodes. Feels strong. It feels like the show has legs still. But as we know in Supernatural, nothing ever really dies.
That sounds like hope to me, unless it's just making an ongoing joke, cruel joke about Supernatural, nothing really ever ending on Supernatural. I mean, the boys always come back, everyone else, even side characters come back. Jared, first Jensen and now Jared, hinted at the actual show maybe not dying forever and possibly come back. That's how I interpreted this line by Jared and, what Jensen said in that tweet when they announced the ending. So, I don't know, guys, do you agree with me? That sounds like hope to me. So, let me know what you think about this part after the video in the comments.
So we'll see what happens on many accounts, and it just felt like a nice time to give credit to something that's been a huge part of our lives for a long time.
It's a nice time to not end, but to give credit to something that has been part of their lives for a long time. Have you noticed how Jared hesitated there? He did not disintegrate, but he hesitated, And he didn't say a nice time to end the show, a nice time to give credit to something that's been part of their life for a long time. Again, it seems like it's some kind of like, at least Jared seems to me that he would like to come back in the future, maybe after a long break. A lot of shows have done that. X-Files originally ended, my other big favorite show that actually inspired Supernatural. Originally ended, I believe, 2001, it was season 9. But then it came back in 2016, it was a revival season, a limited run, 6 episodes. It spent another 2 years and came back to season 11. It was like 10 or 11 episodes, something like that. So, I don't know, guys. I would like to keep some hope based on a statements by the guys, especially Jared. Seems like he keeps giving us hints that there might be some hope of a return, a possible return of Supernatural in the future. But yeah, let me know how you guys interpreted all those signs we've been getting. Jensen's tweet, Jared's words, and all of that. So let's continue the video. And but I really want to focus on that part because this stood out to me in the video. Let's continue.
Do you think, since we'll be driving to an end in the next season, do you think we'll feel that the entire season? Is it something that's going to be building the whole season? Do you guys know that yet?
Oh, are we gonna feel like a memorial service every episode? I don't think even if they don't try to make us feel this way, it will feel that way to me at least, because every episode will be one of the final episodes of the show, so it's gonna feel sad either way.
We don't know. We're actually going to go sit down with the writers in a couple of weeks and discuss just that. Just kind of see how we want the final season to feel and where we want to end up, and start to get an idea of kind of the tone that we're going to have. And it's we'll try to hit all the chords. It'll be emotional. It'll be funny. It'll be action packed. It'll be everything. And I think that's what. But I was saying earlier that I think it all boils down to having these two brothers, and again, that's the core, that's the heart of the show, and their journey and their fight for each other is I think really what it's going to hinge around. So
yeah, that's what I keep seeing over the last few years. It's all about the boys, all about the brothers. There's a core of the show, the pillars of the show, all of that stuff. They've been drifting away from that a lot in season 14, unfortunately. That's why it was one of the weaker seasons, except a few episodes like Mint Condition and the 300th episode, my two favorite episodes in that season. And the scene, I Believe in Us scene in one of the later episodes. Not the whole episode was great, but I Believe in Us scene, that showed us that core bond between Sam and Dean that makes the show great. Makes us keep wanting more, watching the show and never getting sick of it, because it's all about those brothers, and obviously amazing actors portraying them, Jensen and Jared. So Jensen just acknowledged that, of course, because they always do. They haven't really delivered much of that in the latest few seasons, unfortunately, in my opinion, especially season 14, which is mainly focused on Jack and his drama and all of that. But yeah, they gotta go all out, the brothers, in the final season, full focus, back to like season 1 vibes, which already got some feeling off at the end of season 14 with the monsters like Lady in White, the clown, and Bloody Mary coming back and all of that. It gave us that dark feeling again of season 1 of the classic monsters, and hopefully the brothers focus comes back again. And from the sounds of it, that's what Jensen thinks too. Obviously, let's continue.
I hope it does. As you asked the question, as he was answering, I realized I hope it doesn't feel like it's ending. I don't like playing. Sometimes you see actors playing that they know where the scene is going. They walk into a room and you can tell they know something back. Like, no, you don't. You don't know that. Like, your character doesn't know that. I hope Sam and Dean carry on as if they're going to carry on for 15 more years.
I want the boys to carry on 15 more years. That sounds great, Jared. Can you actually do that, please? Can you continue for 15 more years? That'd be great. I'm sure a lot of fans agree with me on that. But yeah, I get Jared's point that he doesn't want to make it feel like, the boys know the show's ending, so they're always going to be like on high alert and acting over dramatically and all of that. Obviously, that'd be silly. You don't want that to happen, but I'm pretty sure we're still going to get, at least in writing, the episode writing, that is going to be some kind of build up to a grand finale and all of that. Even if the boys don't act like it, the writing and directing certainly will kind of give us hints about that, I think. And already got a big hint to his God turning evil, the biggest villain of the series, in the end of season 14, building up to the grand finale. So that's just a big build up right there for you, even if the boys don't act like it. Alright, let's continue.
We'll see how it ends. We'll see how it's wrapped up. Our writers have a big job on their hands, and there are a lot of people who are going to be looking at them, going, "You better not
got that right.
f this up."
Don't F this up.
Yeah, I don't envy their job right
Yeah, I don't envy their position right now.
Me neither.
We'll go give our 2 cents and whatnot, but yeah, I hope we play it as if the show will carry on.
And knowing the show does go to those dark places, could we see a happy ending? Do you guys want a happy ending, or is that not part of Supernatural's tapestry? Or
I don't think it will happen. It's gonna be a happy ending, but I really hope it is. Understand wise, you might disagree. I'll continue right now, but my opinion is, yeah, I would love a happy open ending, open for a hopeful return. That's what I want.
I don't want a happy ending.
Yeah, it would certainly go against the grain of
Jared.
kind of what we have done for the past 14 years. I don't know. I don't know. I want it to be a very dear friend, Kim Manners, who was on the show.
R.I.P. Kim Manners.
And has passed away, who was a mentor to both he and I. He always said, give them what they want in a way they don't expect it. And I hope to do just that.
And the hiatus beards can stay forever now.
Yeah, right?
Why not?
Alright guys, that was the video. So it was a nice little short video. The boys talking about ending the series, you know, how they decided to make the decision to end it. It's been a long time coming. It wasn't as sudden as it seemed in that announcement. Again, despite, you know, all the interviews leading up to it, really not giving any hints of that. So I felt really odd about that. It was really shocking to me when I heard that. Because all the interviews were hopeful, like the show will go forever, we don't know when it's ever going to end and all of that. But yeah, they said they've been talking about it for a long time, years not talking, as Jensen said at the beginning of the interview. And they finally decided, you know, it's time to call it quits, and before the show phases out, while it still has guests, whatever, and before it becomes, you know, unwatchable, whatever. But obviously the show didn't really drop big time in the views and anything, so yeah, that's like the, you know, outline of why they decided to end it now by next season. Again, they repeat kind of what they said in the last convention, but they elaborate on it a little more. And the other thing that stood out to me in the interview was a point I commented on, especially Jared, giving hints that it's they're leaving the door open for the future return. He didn't outright say that, obviously, but hinting at it, but saying, you know, nothing really ever dies on Supernatural and all of that. Same thing Jensen said in his tweet when they first announced the ending. So, yeah, that seems like a hopeful thing Jared said in the interview, and he didn't really say we decided to end it at some point. He said they decided to give credit to something that was part of their lives for a long time. Kind of like giving like almost like a stopping point, if not like a permanent ending, you know? So yeah, this part of the interview really stood out to me, especially like the hopeful talk by Jared, and he seems like he's open to doing more. I don't know about you, but that's what I interpreted from Jared's words. Obviously, it is an ending for now, next season, last season for now, but again, when I gave the example before about the X-Files and other shows that officially ended many years ago and then came back for a limited run or a revival series or whatever you want to call it. So, you know, hopefully Supernatural follows on with that trend of the show that inspired them. X-Files, my other big favorite show that I rewatch forever, same thing like Supernatural. I hope they go on the same trend like X-Files, that somewhere in the future the boys get their break, whatever. They do other movies, they do whatever they want, and they decide to come back. Obviously, I would love for that to happen, and I would be very excited to watch any potential future seasons. I don't want to put high hope for myself or for you based on what Jared and Jensen said and all of that, but at least that's the interpretation I got from an interview, especially from Jared's side. And Jensen seemed to have like agreed, smiling in agreement when Jared said that about you never know, nothing really ends and all of that. Kind of like tongue-in-cheek kind of saying. Jensen and Jared were coming off that way to me. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of that nice little interview with the guys, and about any potential hope for the show hopefully coming back in the future. Obviously hope so. I don't know for sure. Obviously I don't have any concrete proof of that, just interpreting what the boys are saying. Let me know what you understood from that, what you interpreted from the words of Jensen and Jared in this interview and the last convention, answering a question about the show ending when we talked about it. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Subscribe for more awesome Supernatural content, and until next time, as always, no chick flick moments.